For most of us, breathing is a background process. It is entirely automatic. But for millions of working professionals, every breath is a conscious effort, forcing the body to seize and tighten under the strain of respiratory distress. Look at this breakdown of the UK population. 1 in 12 adults is currently managing asthma, while clinical instances of COPD and pneumonia are steadily rising. Managing these 3 conditions alone places an £11 billion annual burden on the National Health Service. During winter, cold weather and seasonal viruses act as multipliers. Hospital admissions spike, and the entire healthcare system stretches to its absolute limit to meet the demand. These are not isolated medical anomalies. They form a structural, £11 billion vulnerability that weighs down the entire nation's economy. That national cost eventually reaches the individual level. It dictates your daily energy reserves and your ability to compete in a high-stakes professional environment. If you are managing a respiratory condition at work, you are paying an invisible tax. You are burning physical and mental resources just to regulate your breathing before you even start your actual tasks. This friction drains your resources through exhausted sick leave allowances and direct income loss. Because professional advancement is often tied to consistency and visibility, these frequent health-mandated absences can quietly stall your career progression. Identifying this invisible tax is the mandatory first step to mitigating the risk before it permanently limits your potential. While outdoor pollution is highly visible, the threat inside your building is often underestimated. We picture smog in the streets, but we often ignore the chemistry of the air we breathe at our desks. The British Thoracic Society found that 1 in 6 cases of asthma in working-age adults is directly caused by exposure in the workplace. This is occupational asthma. It's triggered by specific irritants, known as respiratory sensitizers, trapped within your work environment. These sensitizers come in 2 forms. There are high molecular weight proteins, like flour or wood dust, and low molecular weight chemicals, such as isocyanates used in manufacturing and plastics. These risks are not confined to heavy industry. Whether it is a crowded garment factory or a modern glass-walled office, the danger lies in the dense shared airspace. Simply showing up to work can biologically sensitize your lungs to permanent damage if these environmental triggers are not identified and controlled. Modern office buildings are often designed to be airtight. This traps pollutants and recirculates them through the same ventilation system for hours on end. Harvard Medical School research shows that breathing this unpurified indoor air directly impairs strategic decision-making and cognitive performance. When lungs struggle against microscopic irritants, oxygen exchange becomes less efficient. Your brain receives less fuel needed to process complex data and solve problems. Degraded air quality compromises the intellectual output of the entire workforce. The data identifies a measurable decline in the strategic capabilities required to navigate high-stakes professional environments. You can fight back against this tax by building your individual resilience and taking control of your immediate surroundings. The NHS advises taking a 10 microgram vitamin D supplement daily during autumn and winter to support your immune system when natural sunlight is insufficient. You can also use the DEFRA UK Air Index to track localized pollution. Strategically planning your commute around these spikes reduces your cumulative exposure. For indoor spaces, the most effective mechanical defense is a portable HEPA air purifier. To meet the HEPA standard, a filter must capture 99.97% of particles, down to a microscopic 0.3 microns in diameter. These micro-actions, like daily supplements, checking commute pollution maps, and using specialized filtration, form your first line of defense against environmental risk. When individual actions aren't enough, you must turn to the legal framework that protects your right to work safely. Under the Equality Act 2010, a long-term lung condition that hinders your daily activities is legally classified as a disability. This means your employer has an absolute legal duty to provide reasonable adjustments to remove barriers in your workplace.
Practical adjustments can include purchasing personal air purifiers, authorizing desk relocations to better ventilated areas, or permitting flexible hours and medication breaks. These are not optional favors from your employer. They are non-negotiable legal protections designed to ensure you can perform your job at full capacity. By combining environmental tracking with firm legal self-advocacy, you transform a respiratory vulnerability from a career-ending liability into a manageable logistical challenge.